As night falls, the Sahara Desert seems motionless, silent, frozen. Yet, beneath the dunes, an underground base hums with activity. This is where the desert serpent hides, an elusive terrorist, protected by his men and by Mobwe technology. Several kilometers away, 4 elite agents observe in silence. The Ghost. From our HQ, Billy Jackson remotely pilots our stealth aircraft, the Blackbird. In the sky, the aircraft gathers precise intelligence on the Desert Serpent's base, at least on the surface. Something is blocking the scanners. Impossible to obtain underground images of the bunker. Most likely, Mobwe technology in the sky. The stealth aircraft initiates a diversion maneuver. It pounds the enemy base on the surface. Fast, precise, relentless. Meanwhile, the 3 elite agents move toward the bunker's hidden entrance, pinpointed thanks to intelligence from the Eraser. Virginia Hall, positioned on a rocky ridge, is the first to act. Through her scope, she identifies the surface sentries already marked by the Blackbird. A few calm breaths. Then, the guards disappear, one by one. No alarm. The path is clear. Total stealth. Inside, we neutralize the first enemies in the shadows. Silently, bodies collapse softly. Our movements are precise, stealthy, silent, fast strikes, controlled shots. In the narrow corridors, we break through the enemy line. Then, Alvarado strikes. In close combat, he is ruthless. His attacks are fast, discreet, almost invisible in the darkness. Where bullets become too risky, his blade makes the difference. Meanwhile, Virginia Hall covers our advance from outside. Every enemy reinforcement attempt is stopped cold before even reaching the base. John activates a combat mini-drone to scan the bunker's interior, but Mobwe continues to jam communications. After a few seconds, the drone explodes. The alarm sounds. We then equip our sonic weapons, directed energy weapons, using repulsive ultrasonic waves. Their frequencies cause violent headaches, dizziness, hearing loss, vomiting, and above all, unconsciousness. Their magnetic rays are invisible, inaudible, odorless, completely silent. At the heart of the complex, we discover a strange chamber. A young African girl stands there, upright, at the center of a circular platform, as if deep in meditation. She wears a blue hijab, and a jilbab of the same color covers her body. She seems unconcerned by the Desert Serpent's guards collapsing around her, unconscious, like flies. Disturbed by this supernatural calm, we approach cautiously, trying to understand. Then suddenly, she opens her eyes. They glow, like lamps. Instantly, the technology of our equipment turns against us. A violent electric surge courses through our bodies. John and Alvarado collapse to the ground, writhing in convulsions, then slipping into unconsciousness. Their equipment is offline. So is mine, except for our firearms. And then, to my great surprise, I remain standing, alone. As if the mysterious power of this young girl had no effect on me at all. The young girl came back to her senses. She stared at me, surprised, then angry. "How can you resist my power?" she asked. Stunned, bewildered, I still didn't understand what had just happened. At that very moment, a strange man burst into the room. He wore an iron mask, a white hooded garment, reminiscent of the medieval Hashashin order. Over it, a strange metallic armor. He was imposing. Instinctively, I drew my weapon and opened fire, but with astonishing speed, he unsheathed his saber. The blade carved perfect arcs through the air. One by one, my bullets were deflected. As I kept firing, he moved closer, silent, like a living shadow. He stepped between the girl and me. Too fast. I tried to dodge. Too late. The blade sliced across my torso. I fell to the ground, struggling to stay conscious. I was losing blood. I screamed in rage as I tore off the top of my suit. I tore off my helmet, screaming in pain. It felt as if the blade was poisoned. My body was boiling, fighting something, violently, without me understanding why. The warrior stopped abruptly, surprised, him too. When my blood touched it, the saber's blade changed color. Slowly, it turned black, as if eaten away by an unknown virus. He immediately dropped his weapon. Meanwhile, my entire body was burning. And then, something impossible happened. My wound closed, right before their eyes. "Who are you?" the warrior demanded, his voice guttural. At that precise moment, another man slowly entered the room. He spoke with a strong Middle Eastern accent. The prophecy said, "The day will come when a Bantu, descendant of the lineage of Kam, my ancestor, will once again master the power of the dragon against his enemies." Do you know Yankee Cowboy? Who wrote those words? What? What are you talking about? I said, struggling to stand. The one who wrote them was your ancestor. He was known as Kuru-san, but he is better known by another name, Yasuke, the famous samurai of Oda Nobunaga. He smiled. You inherited his power through your Afro-American mother. According to the writings we recovered, he ended his journey in America. How do you know who I am? You are a member of the ghost team, Murphy Makasi Lukeni. He burst out laughing. I can see your confusion. Let me introduce you to my little prodigy. He pointed to the girl. This is Mobui. She can communicate supernaturally with all forms of technology, within the limits of what is possible. Thanks to her, I learned of your team's existence, and of that coward, General Thompson. So Mobui is a child, a living weapon. I stared at him. I know who you are, the Desert Serpent. He smiled. Do you know why her power had no effect on you, while your two companions were not so fortunate? He laughed. Because your ancestors once met, somewhere in Africa, in the mysterious forest of the leopard men. Your blood blackened the blade of my bodyguard. That blade was forged from an exceptional mineral, which my order calls the Philosopher's Stone. Your blood destroyed its impurity. It revealed the Black Stone, a stone that grants power to certain beings, those with a high level of melanin. He stepped closer. And that contact also activated your ancestors' self-healing power, hidden within your genes. It would seem that you are the chosen one of the prophecy. Upon arriving in Japan, Yasuke was trained by the Iga ninja clan, an order of assassins. But when their numbers grew too large, Oda Nobunaga turned against them. He sent his most fearsome warrior, armed with the blade of destiny. An order of ninjas, I said with an ironic smile. And you wouldn't happen to be Hashashin yourselves, would you? My bodyguard belongs to that order, he replied coldly. But I belong to an order that controls the Hashashin. Which order are you talking about? He stared at me. The one that sent you here to kill me. You are mistaken. I am an elite soldier of the United States Army, and my mission is to eliminate terrorists like you. At those words, Usman burst out laughing, a raw laugh, almost mocking. Poor Yankee cowboy. He stared at me, then continued, I belong to a Masonic obedience known as Order 6, a secret society whose origins are lost in the darkness of time. On the surface, an alliance of free men, of all faiths and all backgrounds. A philanthropic, philosophical, progressive institution. Officially, we seek truth, study morality, and practice solidarity, a universal initiatory order, founded on brotherhood. He paused. In reality, we govern all Masonic institutions on the planet. Order 6, I said. I've never heard of you. He smiled. Of course not. We are a two-headed serpent. Order 6 is divided into two fraternities. One is visible, welcoming, filled with useful idiots, convinced they are working for world peace. The other is invisible, dark. That one decides. He straightened up. I, Usman, the desert serpent, belong to that invisible fraternity. But today, I chose to disobey them. So they sent you to eliminate me. I stole their living weapon, Mobwe, to protect myself from them, for whatever time I have left to live. He looked straight into my eyes. General Thompson and I belong to the same invisible fraternity, Al-Qaeda, a creation of the CIA, a tool to allow Uncle Sam to intervene wherever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. Our current objective is simple: to seize the resources of the African continent. We imported Al-Qaeda into Africa to destabilize the Sahel, to create a credible enemy to destroy, a pretext to impose their democracy and their so-called human rights. He sneered. The global war on terrorism is a scam. It allowed Western powers to establish military bases across the entire African continent. Chaos is necessary. We must keep the world in a state of permanent instability, according to the planetary agenda of Order 6. He fell silent for a moment. But when I discovered part of Yasuke's scrolls, my vision changed. Why? Because you are the one Order 6 calls, according to the prophecy, the Kamit Bantu. Yasuke wrote, "The day will come when a Bantu, descendant of the lineage of Kam, will once again master the power of the dragon against his enemies." He pulled out a red notebook. "If you want to know more, you must find the clan of the Double Dragons, founded by survivors of the Iga clan, who trained your ancestor. They left Japan, and are said to have settled somewhere in China." He handed me the notebook. "Take this, and follow the trail of the blood leopard." "What is it?" I asked. "A fragment of your ancestors' story. But know this: the day they learn who you truly are, your days will be numbered." He stepped back. "Now take your men and leave, before I change my mind." A gunshot rang out. Then another. Usaman was struck straight through the heart. He collapsed. It was the Eraser, General Thompson's enigmatic agent. Hassan, the assassin warrior, didn't even have time to react. He refused to pick up his blackened saber, as if it were cursed. He vanished, consumed by rage, leaving the girl behind, at our mercy. John and Alvarado regained consciousness, alerted by the gunfire. The Eraser moved with cold authority. No high-tech equipment, just the body. The girl, paralyzed with fear, could do nothing. A dart filled with a powerful sleeping pill. She collapsed. Asleep. "Move! Famine! Get the girl to the Black Bird. War, retrieve the serpent's body. We're pulling out. An anti-bunker missile is inbound. Everything will burn. I stared at him. What will happen to the child? Area 51. A special chamber. Her powers will be neutralized. Temporarily. He turned to me. The general is waiting for your report. He wants to know everything. Without me, this mission would have been a total failure. One question. How did you know the girl had to be sedated? Why were we never told the truth about Mobwe? The eraser stopped. Silence. Then he laughed softly beneath his mask and walked away.
Leader who writes the time. We do. Leader who owns the night. We do. Leader who turns it right. We do. Yeah. From the village to the stars, we remember who we are. From the desert to the chrome, every border is our home. Sons of tomorrow, rise out the shadow of snow. Beat of a million hearts, calling us home. We are the thunder, breaking the chains from the bone. Sons of tomorrow, this is...
For those who want to learn more about the Mobwe, you can read the story of his ancestor, Malcolm Turner, developed in the Buffalo Soldier series. The first 2 adventures are available to read for free on my Facebook page in the albums section. Part of the Mobwe's story will be developed in KB's story, so it is not necessary to have read Buffalo Soldier